today we are going to do an explanation of our unassisted home birth plus the hospital trip that we had to take.
It was really supposed to be a water birth at first, but no midwives were available for that. So it was actually supposed to be with midwives, but they were all booked for my due date. So I had to look around for hospitals that did water births, but no one did it. So a water birth was really what I wanted. So I decided to do some research, and I came across some YouTube videos about unassisted water births, and I just had faith in myself, and I just couldn't fear that, you know, the situation, and we did it.
Oh, his hand is out. His hand is out. No. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Hi, baby. Oh. Are you okay?
Just to let y'all know, if we come off a little like bitter or anything, we recorded this video before and the whole thing got deleted. So Destiny's a little upset, and so am I. We recorded like a 7-minute video, and we were still conversating throughout that. So as African American women and people of color, and also being a part of the LGBTQ plus community, we did not have a good experience in the hospital. We did not plan on going to the hospital, but Destiny's grandmother called 911 because she did not agree with our unassisted home birth, even though it's not illegal where we are. She just thought it was
a safe route to go.
Yeah. It was not. That should not have been a choice of hers to make, but they ended up coming, the paramedics. There was one guy who basically tried to make us feel like what we did was wrong, as far as we went with a half lotus birth, which is where he keeps the placenta and umbilical cord untouched for 4 hours. Basically the paramedic guy comes in and he's like, what is that? Like, he's not trying to learn about it. He's just being ignorant. And, you know, the women paramedics are basically just trying to explain to him, and he's just not hearing it. At that point, I get offensive, and I'm trying to protect my family and protect my girlfriend. I don't want her to feel like what she's doing is not, you know, it's her choice. I feel like it should be a choice that she made. And I just didn't feel like at that point he should have been questioning her like that. Already at that point, I feel like I did not want to go to this hospital. Just having that one paramedic be so ignorant. Imagine going into a hospital filled with all types of different people coming in and out of your hospital room. And, you know, we had 2 women paramedics who mostly dealt with us. He ended up leaving and going somewhere else. They were very nice. I would have them again if I could pick who the paramedics were, if we had to have some type of, you know, hopefully not, but, you know, if anything ever happened. They made us feel comfortable. They didn't make us feel different. They treated us with a lot of respect, and we really respected that. We go into the hospital at this point, all right? And Destiny's here. I'm trying not to get, there we go. She's feeding right now, so I'm trying to give her her privacy with him. And I get shut out. They close a curtain on me, and I just hear my son screaming, crying, and I hear, you know, them like bombarding Destiny with a whole bunch of questions. I don't know how to feel. I'm just bawling my eyes out. I've been crying since the ambulance ride there, because they did allow me to ride in the ambulance. And I get there, and it's been like 45 to an hour. They let me in finally. But I'm numb. Now, I'm in a state of shock. I'm numb because I'm just like, I feel like he's been ripped out of my hands. I didn't even get to hold him. You know, you're supposed to do the skin to skin. And I just felt like I didn't get what I wanted out of this process. And, you know, anyways, we get into this talk because I just feel like they don't know who I am. I'm just here. So I say, you know, am I able to sign the birth certificate as his other mom? Because I know there are restrictions and there are all these protocols, and I just want to make sure everything's good, and I want to make sure they know who I am. And basically I asked the nurse, and she says, I never heard of that before. And at this point I'm like, heard of what? Like, it's 2021, come on. Like, what are you talking about? And she's just like, are you gonna be playing dad? And I'm like, I'm just in a state of shock. So I'm just like, huh? Like, what? I didn't even answer her question, because I'm just like, that's so rude. Like, we're not 12, we're not playing house. I'm his other mom, not his dad. And I just feel like that was very out of place of her, you know, being in 2021. Then we don't get any space when we finally get departed into postpartum delivery room. We get no privacy, and we're in there for like 2 days, right? 2 days. I wanted to, you know, keep track of everything and make sure he was doing okay, make sure she was doing okay. And she was perfect. Like, he was perfect as well, but the way she recovered and the way she has been recovering has been amazing to me. And I applaud her for that. But we get no space. We barely get any sleep. I know she didn't get any sleep. There were nurses coming in asking about birth control. There was like 3 different pediatricians. There was like 5 to 8 different nurses coming in, maybe more. Let's
just say he feeds every 3 hours. Every 3 hours they came in to poke him and to poke me. And then in between that, different doctors were coming in just asking questions.
Yeah. At that point, it was time to fill out the paper, the affidavit for the birth certificate. And the lady comes in and she's just like, I have to go ask. I'm not sure. So at one point, I just asked the nurse, I'm like, have y'all ever had any, you know, same-sex couples in here as parents before? And she's like, all the time. And she's like, I've been in both departments and I always get that. Like, it's just a normal thing now. It's 2021. Come on, like, for real. Like, you're gonna have same-sex couples. And I was just like, the way they've been acting, it don't seem like it. I felt like I was in 1920 somewhere. Honestly. Where there's never been a gay couple.
Every day or something.
It was something every day. So the lady's like, I think you would sign this part. I'm not really sure. I don't know. There were times when he was just sleeping and he was not bothered by feeding or anything. And I wanted to adore my son and I could not. And they would always rip him out my hands every 5 seconds. I would hold him for 5 seconds. Here they come. I just want to see him for... And they just kept pricking his feet. And one lady was so rough, and it was just a lot.
I am Legacy, and that was a lot. I just want to start off by giving them a major thumbs up for so many of the tribulations that they had to overcome. Not only were they beautiful, melanated women, they were also 2 moms, and they had an unassisted birth and a half lotus birth. And so we got to give them a major thumbs up for surviving that and being able to share their story with us. One of the key takeaways from this video that we're going to learn is to be very protective of your space when it comes to having an unassisted birth. Be careful about who you talk to, making sure that these people are 100% supportive of you, because they can ruin your unassisted birth. I'm really happy that we're able to shed a little bit of light on this situation and on their story, and just to know that on Legacy Birth we are 100% non-judgmental, and it's not about the right answer or the wrong answer or the right birth or the wrong birth. It's about the mother's choice and what choice is best for her, and knowing that on this platform we are here to support those choices. Destiny, you're very humble, but it's beautiful that you were able to give birth unassisted on your own, and you should be extremely proud of yourself, especially at such a young age. It's so something that we should definitely applaud you for. So congratulations on that. And Shy, being able to support your fiance in such a beautiful way is also amazing. Took the time to document her story, which takes a lot of dedication. So you should also be very proud of yourself. If you guys want to know more about Destiny and Shy, I put their Instagrams in the description down below, as well as their YouTube channel, DC Forever. If you want to take your next steps on Legacy Birth, if you are planning an unassisted birth, you are going to need this. This is a newborn scale. So you'll put your sling on here, and you see this all the time on home births, the midwives weighing your baby. And this is so you can document your baby's weight when your baby is born. It's also a great thing to have all the time, because as your baby gets a little bit older, you can continue to keep weighing your newborn and seeing your newborn's progression, especially during the first 6 weeks. If you want to get your newborn weight scale, you can go to legacybirth.com. The links are always in the description down below. So handy, and you can just actually fit it right in your purse. Like, ooh, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, we share educational birth videos to empower women and take the lack of confidence out of giving birth. So thank you guys so much for clicking that subscribe button. If you're new to this channel, click that red juicy button down below. Down below, it says subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.